So, Marcus, I know you for sure, but could you tell like a few words about yourself, like your entrepreneurship career, or your projects on which you work in the past?
Absolutely. So, I've been building products, designing products. I'm basically product manager and digital product designer for a lot of years now. And that's touched, web products, iOS apps, native stuff, and it's been pretty versatile, right? So, most recently, I worked on a social podcasting platform called Bitcast, later Verb, which was came out of the insight that podcasts were a wealth of information, but they were really cumbersome to consume. And therefore, was there a way to to make podcast consumption more granular, so that if somebody says something interesting at 8 minutes and 12 seconds, you could and I mean seamlessly, clip it and clip it and share it with a friend, right? With like a tap, maybe two taps. Um, and so I worked on that, and we got some funding, and we pursued it. And this is just before the Clubhouse thing, and Clubhouse came and went. But I still think I'm not working at Bitcast anymore, but I still think that there's an opportunity for asynchronous audio like that. But on the other side, I've been involved with making communication platforms for larger companies and corporations, and I've been a consultant. So yeah, what I built with you, this kind of Slack analog that was more fully featured as well for a specific company. That was pretty awesome. There were the company that we're working with. They wanted to own the code base, so you could use something like Rocket Chat. But we looked at Rocket Chat and we weren't happy with a few of the things. It is good, I will say that, but we also wanted to augment like some of these features here and there. So yeah, we built that. But yeah, that's my background. And at the moment, I'm working in carbon removal. I'm working on a product. I can't say too much right now, but yeah, you'll see it soon enough.
When the landing will be live?
Next 2 months. Yeah.
Next month. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So stay
I'll
tuned.
send it over to you. Appreciate it.
Do it, man. Yeah, cool. So a lot of stuff, a lot of working on digital products. But what is your experience like? Usually, the issues that you are facing during like building the products, building building the businesses, and building the backbone, the product itself. Usually, what are the obstacles here? Like the common stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, you could attack this a few different ways, right? So one way for people that are particularly inexperienced when they're thinking about launching a product or even a service, is they get all starry-eyed and they picture this world where their product is adopted and 1 in 10 people have it, and how good that would be. And that may well be true, even if it's a product that no one's ever thought about before. Somehow, miraculously, you've thought about it. But what I first say to those people is, okay, imagine I clicked my fingers and I gave you that product as the best version. You had the best pros in the world, the best designers, right? And you put together this thing. I'd say, then what? What are you going to do with it, right? And people don't really have an answer. And that's when you realize, no, 99% or 95% of it is what you do, your growth, your distribution, basically. And the really good products integrally factor in the distribution into the products, right? So the marketing and the growth and the products are all the same thing, right? And if you can figure out a way to do that, then you're off to a great start. But when it comes to products, it can't be too simple. That's one way. That's another thing I think. Even when you think it's simple enough, people will look at it and be like, that doesn't make any sense. And you have to make it even simpler. So maybe sometimes working backwards from what would the craziest product be? It could be that, say you want to start an accounting firm. Well, the best product would be that you press a button and it tells you in words, do this, do that, do this, do that, and you've saved this amount of money. But that's not possible. So what's the step back from that? And what's the step back from that? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot. I really like the both points.
Cheers.
The first one seems like you learned it yourself the hard way. So
Yeah.
first you build it, and then you thought about like what's next. So
Yeah.
so now today, like what is your approach? Like for instance, you're working on a new product, and you're saying like to have some kind of plan, like how to bring it like to the next point, right? You have a product, but what
Yeah.
next? So do you have like a planning for the marketing sales before you build, or what is your approach?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's right. I think it's free to get 100 emails from people, right? That where they confirm or maybe they deny, right, what you're offering would be valuable. And maybe 10% of them say it would be valuable and 90% don't. But I think it's free to do a lot of work up front before you write any code. And this is something we know. It's not like revolutionary ever since lean startup and all that stuff back in the day. But I kind of am always perplexed that sending emails is free. Right? You're kind of just borrowing other people's time, and like it's fine because it works well. Because if two people have high energy, then they'll do something good with it, right? So I think you basically talk to people up front, and you register that there's interest for this, and then the other point is you can even go further and do the whole landing page thing, and like pay $10 up like in advance, right, for some product that doesn't even exist yet. You could do that. Only other thing I'll say on that is that community is that word now that last year has been super buzzword, but I think it's really badly defined. I'm not even sure, like, what, a Discord community? Like, is that what that means? I don't know. It used to be a mailing list. Now it was a Substack for a while and a Discord community or a Slack group. If you can find that community, and maybe it's a real world community or something, and you can talk to those people for free up front first, then you've done most of the work, I'd say. Do you have any thoughts? Like, I wonder, like, what I know it's different in terms of how Brainhub, tries to acquire, clients and stuff. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's different, but my thoughts about the getting new clients and approach for it always was around the inbound, right? I really wanted to give value, and then get back like one clients, let's say. So we don't need too many clients per year. So I highly believe in giving a lot of value, and then getting them back in some way. And my biggest maybe my biggest learnings about the sales and marketing, because I'm here, and even running the company, it's usually what I do. I try to ask people wiser than me what they would do. So to kind of have like a few opinions or a few tactics or strategies, what they would apply, because I don't like reinventing the wheel. Like 10 years ago, I really wanted to be an Elon Musk, but today I think this could be really painful job to be an Elon Musk, right? So I want to have some free time, how it is. So
I'm like you, man. Yeah.
So I think there is a lot of knowledge around you in your network, within your network. It's something that you are saying, like, to ask people around, to ask the users, to talk with the guys.
Yeah.
So
well, you've got some pretty crash hot marketing people from what I've seen. Like I said to you earlier, like pretty sure your content marketing was better than anyone else, I felt, at that time when I found you. I think that was right, and also your SEO, it was awesome.
Man, thanks. So this was the biggest investment from the very beginning, and I was like all in. Let's go all in, because it seems to me like the modern way of acquiring the clients by giving the value. The second thing, I'm really lazy salesperson. I really hate going to those conferences, drinking beers, having party, and so on. I really believe in a predictable system for doing sales and marketing, and I think inbound is the thing here.
Yeah. Well, you're doing sales while you're asleep.
Exactly.
So that's pretty good. Like, yeah, I totally agree. And you nailed the SEO. I think that was extremely good, your SEO. So it's interesting to hear that you identified that as a strategy, I suppose.
And Marcus, could you tell me, like, because I have a feeling you are great about product vision, about the product design, about like how this product should looks and feel and work. Usually, when you work on the startups, are you more of a solo entrepreneur, or do you like to work in tandem? Let's say with somebody who has those extra skills. I don't know, like sales and marketing or operations or whatever. So what is your approach?
Yeah, so the generic, something applies across the board, no matter where they are, right? What they're doing, what they're touching in the company, is this kind of thing that took me a while to find out, which is that often you work with people and it's like, oh yeah, that was good, right? But you kind of think that it would be simpler if you just did it on your own, or you did this, or you learned the skill or something. But the thing is, the top few percent of contractors or of people you hire or whatever, like, blow your mind. That's my experience. And I guess that's just a normal like distribution, right? So there are people, some designers I've worked with before that came in and just like blew open the reality of what we could do. And that was juxtaposed with like maybe the 8 people we'd talked to previously on the same product that couldn't nearly do that, right? And it wasn't like this person was 10 times more expensive, right? They might have been a touch more expensive, or maybe even less, or like earlier on in their career. But that opened my eyes up to talent and how profound talent can be. And then, yeah, in a scenario where that happens, like, give them more leniency and just let them see what they'll do. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but in terms of in startups, like sole versus co-founders, if you're really like starting something new, it really helps to have co-founders. I've done projects solo, and more than anything, just in terms of momentum and morale, you know, having those co-founders can, on your like harder days, your busier days, your lower days, they can pick it up a little bit and carry the baton. It's not to say that you can't do it solo. You know, a lot of famous entrepreneurs have, but yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. So man, that's pretty much it. I don't want to like make it too long. Like, thanks for a great talk. It's always a pleasure to talk with somebody experienced after a few startups, let's say.
Yeah.
And I have finger crossed for the new venture, for the carbon removal. Like, it sounds like really important. And the cause is pretty good. I think so. Yeah. So I have finger crossed. Sure. I hope this will be this one, the big one. So
I think it will, man. Like, we'll see. And like, that's the thing, when you work in an industry where it's a good cause, anything's kind of a good result. And then you kind of do better work as well. So it's something I'm really passionate about. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'd love to keep you in touch and get your opinion on some things that we ship.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.